Alright, fight review. Errol Spence versus Ugas. First things first. Errol Spence calls out Terrence Crawford right after the fight. So that's good. Let's go ahead and get that going and see where we go from there. So he did what he said he was gonna do. So let's see where we go from there. As far as the fight went, it was a good performance from Errol Spence for a person coming from where he's come from, as far as injury, layoff, detached retina, car crash, all that other stuff. It was a good performance. The first half of the fight was very interesting. I couldn't even pull my eyes away. I figured I missed something and somebody be knocked out or something like that. As far as the unofficial scorecard, Steve Farhood and all that bullshit, Ugas won more rounds than that. I actually gave Ugas the first and the second round. After that, the third and the fourth, it got real competitive, but it can go either way to me. But I thought Ugas won more rounds than that. But Errol Spence broke him down. But the second half of the fight, I just couldn't understand, because at some point Ugas just stopped throwing punches and just stood right there in front of Errol Spence, and the only time he lifted his arm was just to push Eroll away, and he just basically just stood there and just, had his headphones on and just shelled up and just took it. And I thought that took away from the fight. I thought that took away from what Ugas was doing. I thought that took away from what Errol Spence was doing. I thought that took away from the fight altogether. I would have liked it if he just would have stopped, quit, or went out on his shield, versus doing something like that, because it made the fight at some point, the fight was real exciting in the beginning, then at some point it just got odd. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fight just got odd at one point. And I was like, well, what the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, well, like, either do something, one or the other. So, but other than that, like I said, the first half of the fight, that shit was exciting as hell. Good. Now, as far as performance for Errol Spence, coming from where he come from, it's a good performance. You can't take nothing away. As far as me assessing that, looking at him fighting Terrence Crawford, that wasn't it. Nah, that wasn't it. Errol Spence is one flat-footed, no rhythm having ass fighter. And that's one thing you gotta know about Crawford. Crawford got rhythm. Eroll is so robotic, man. It's just, and not only that, you could tell, like, even though it was a good performance coming from, where he's come from, yet it's still, the way he was getting caught at times, you can already tell, like, Terrence, man, I'm more interested in the fight because I seen that fight more than ever. Because at this point, honestly, to me, that shit looking like a massacre. I'm going to tell you straight up, because that wasn't the performance, and that wasn't impressive to me. If I was Terrence Crawford, that is nothing that will make me raise an eyebrow at all. Just giving you my honest opinion on that. There's nothing threatening there at all. You can say what you want about the body punches and all that other stuff, but there's times in that fight Ugas showed you something about Errol Spence, and Errol Spence still to this day, I don't care what nobody say, he ain't quite the same, and I think him and his team know it. That's why they push for this fight right now, because I think Errol Spence almost out of here. That's my honest opinion. I think he almost out of here, straight up. That's why they going for it now, because it ain't nothing left for the most part. But if that's the performance that you say could rival, the number one pound for pound fighter in the world, then I don't know what to say about that. Now outside of that, yeah, got to give it up to him. But as far as comparing him to Terrence Bud Crawford and that performance right there, nah. And I can hear people talking shit right now, but little do people know that I didn't like Terrence Bud Crawford last performance with Sean Porter. I ain't like that. I thought the stoppage was good, but everything leading up to that, to me, Terrence Bud Crawford looked rusty. So if I can say that about Terrence, I can definitely say something about Eroll Spence. And that's how I honestly feel about that. I didn't know what the fuck Terrence Crawford was doing before he got told he had to step on the gas, and that's the whole point. He had to be told he had to step on it because he's behind, or he was behind on the unofficial scorecard. So he had to turn it up. So why even risk it? That just goes to show you that to me and to other people leading up to that stoppage, his performance wasn't all that to me. And the same thing with Errol Spence as far as it's compared to fighting Terrence Bud Crawford. Like, that ain't it right there. That ain't it. But as far as Ugas goes, like I said, just some point in the fight, I just couldn't figure out what the fuck he was doing. Like, he didn't throw any punches. I mean, none. None at all. Just curled up and then stood right there in front of him. Like, nobody got to stand in front of nobody and take anything. That's what he decided to do, and it just, it just took away from the fight because it looked odd. And I'm pretty sure people talking shit about that. How that shit look weird and shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't running nowhere with it. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that's how that shit look. But other than that, good performance. But as far as that, trying to rival a Terrence Bud Crawford, that no. Sorry. And you can say what you want, but he said he's gonna make the fight next. So that's good. Let's check that shit out. I'm more eager now to see that than anything, because honestly, to me, at this point, what I'm seeing, it's worse than I thought. Because it looked like a massacre for Eroll. Period. I don't see this kid. Nah, he gon', man. Crawford gonna stop that kid something nasty. I mean, in my opinion, what I'm saying, in my opinion. But we gonna see. So hopefully they can get the fight made, and we can see where this goes. Because you know what, I'm more interested now than anything. Because honestly, I really didn't see in that fight what I wanted to see in Eroll. I'm still on the fence whether he's 100%. Honestly, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people feel like that too. But that's just my opinion on that.